in on who you.
Oh, that, I was like, I didn't do it.
Okay.
It's really, it's just recording your face right now.
Yeah, it's staring at me.
Okay, next, we're gonna have Lisa talk about, Canva and all the tips and tricks she has in Canva as well. And then before I let Lisa talk about it, we do wanna say, if you guys are interested in us having a separate Canva class where we show you how to create graphics, it's really easy. It's not as complicated as a lot of people think. We can have a separate class where we really take a deep dive and show you how to make graphics, how to upload your logos, and pretty much kind of create your brand. Just let us know, let Erin know if that's something you guys are interested in. Yeah.
So how many of you use Canva? What's your name? Say hello, Peter. Everyone say hello, Peter. So Canva has come a long way. I've been using it a long time. But I use it for pretty much everything. I have all my templates in there now. I have, it has AI, so I do some business writing or emails in there now. We have our listing presentation in there now that we share with all the agents. If you want to scroll down, I actually get my business cards through Canva. I design them in there and then I get it from there, and it's, you can pick the paper and everything you want. Gives you suggestions for the business cards and stuff, pretty affordable. We have our brand. So this is the LRA one. So if you go to the brand, on the left-hand side, brand. Oh, I think. So you can set up your whole logo in here and your color scheme and everything in here. So if you use it yourself or you have other agents using it, they know what this color scheme is and they can bring it in. You can, like, let's say you're designing a flyer and you want to bring in the logo. The agents that I work with, they just go grab the different logos I have in there. They'll toggle through all the color schemes. You can just click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll change your flyer to match all your logo colors, and your fonts would be loaded up in there as well. So if you have a team of people and you want them to have, want them to use your branded stuff, it's a great place to get it all set up, to get that done. You can't wreck anything in here. Like, it's fun to play around. It creates a new template every time you do something new. Do you want to go to this green, right there. So we have different files for buying, selling. We have our, we call it like our buying guide or seller's guide, that kind of thing, that you can just upload in here, and then the agents just take it and put their names on it and create their own folder within here. So it's really nice to share. Most of us, I think, have the pro. Do all of you have the pro version of Canva, or do the free one? Yeah, the pro one is not much more money, but you do get, it seemed like every time I wanted a photo out of that, it was like pro, like the best photos. I'm like, it was pretty cheap to get the pro one. So I recommend doing it because you have more options for photos and graphics and things like that. You can post right from here to Facebook, Instagram, if you want to. There's a really great tutorial on here how to do it. I don't do it from here. I use Meta Business to do that, but there's like, if you go into create a design, like on the top right, you can just click what you're trying to put together. It's very, very easy. So like I said, there's nothing you can do wrong, unless you physically delete something. But
It's just not loading.
it's just, if you're not on it, I would say get on it, do the free one, play around with it, and look at all the capabilities that it does have. Is there anything I missed that you all use Canva for that I didn't mention?
I've used it to create a video that I haven't published yet, but I am a licensed agent in the US Virgin Islands.
Oh,
So I put together a video, and actually I stumbled upon it. It was pretty cool. So I went in, I thought, oh, I should make a video to do social media. And then I saw this new AI help create a video, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Click there. It says upload pictures you want in your video. So I select like 6 photos. What do you want your video to be? I want my video to talk about St. Croix and have the person who watches the video want to buy a property and live there. click, bam, it put together the video.
Yeah.
It had little captions on every photo that was in there. It added music. I was like, what the heck? I mean, I had to change like one caption, otherwise it was perfect. And then I created my business card to put at the end of it.
Yeah,
No, it
nice.
was pretty, I mean, I've used AI for many other things, never in Canva before, so
Okay,
check out that video creation.
yeah,
It's
that'd be
cool.
nice. Okay, because I have not done that. Yeah, so I recommend using, it. There's a lot in there. Oh, pros 119 a year. Okay. So I'm pretty affordable, so.
I have a bad connection, so it's not letting me have it.
But if interested, we might just do another one on Canva and deep dive into it a little more. And Katie Lance did do a dive into that at WRA, so it might be something where maybe we could reach out to her and we'll see if we could use her slides or something for the association purposes. But she had really good tips as well, so. Did anybody see her at WRA or did you guys go?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so is anybody familiar with Meta Business for their Facebook page? It's where I do all of my scheduling. I have a colleague that helps me schedule, I should say that. So she does it once a month. But we do subscribe to a third party, called Curated Social and Blink Marketing. So every month they send us the posts for the month. We dump it into Canva and they come up with the copy. We brand it with the brokerage information and, we schedule it for the whole month. So in Meta Business tells you what's the most popular time to post when you do a post for every day and you pre-post. So, if you want to go off, because it takes your algorithm from your social media page to your business page. So it's you can only do Meta Business through a business page, can't do it through like a personal page. So, so we schedule once for the month, but I do pay a third party to get the posts. And then we decide each month, it takes her about 4 hours to post them all and get them ready for the month. And then I fill in with if there's any closings or if I'm somewhere or, taking a video or something like that. I look at, because I can look at the schedule and say, oh my gosh, we have 2 already this day. I can't post this day. That's like way too much for this day. Then I can look at the month as a whole and say, if it's not timing wise, then I just schedule for another day. So we're very particular with it. Sometimes we have 3 in a day, which is okay. The algorithm's still been okay for us. But there's Coffee and Contract out there, Curated Social. I'm licensed in Florida, so I use that for my Instagram and Facebook. In Florida, I use Curated Social, and then I use Blink Marketing here in Wisconsin for my posting. I also subscribe to RoomView, which is all videos. They take your zip code and they publish real estate information about and around that zip code for you. So they do that all for me. I can edit their posts if I want to. I have 48 hours to change the post. That I use mostly for the business page, and then I use it on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, we don't pre-schedule that. I just do, we do pre-schedule LinkedIn with RoomView, that technology. But again, all of them, if we can control, we bring them all into Canva and we schedule from Canva. So the nice part about Canva is like, when we bring in the social media posts for the month, it populates it all. The notes that the company I hired are in there and we just go through and change it. And then we bring it into Meta Business to schedule, not through here. Canva isn't as, the scheduling is a hiccup, has a lot of hiccups in my opinion for it, so that's why I use Meta Business to schedule everything. So if you don't have that and you have a business page, I'll just look into Meta Business because they do have a nice webinar on the Facebook page that you can just Google and do it. It's very, very simple to do. So, and then it gives you stats. So we look at stats every month for Meta Business. It tells you which ones were most popular, which ones weren't, how many hits they had, how many engagements we've had. So we look at those and we say, oh, it wasn't very popular, so maybe if my third-party company has another one like it the next month, we just won't run it. we'll just put it to the side and do something else. local. But it is, like you said, videos do it. I mean, people like videos. Katie Lance even said, just take a video when you're out and about, heading into a house, or I'm doing this, whether stocks, you don't need flowers, like that kind of stuff just always gets attention. And then, then people start engaging with you, like, there's no snowplower, whatever kind of thing. So it doesn't have to be like very purposeful, kind of what I'm saying. People like to know when you're out and about and doing things.
Can I mention one thing?
Yeah.
So an agent just texted me, who's in this room, and they said that there is a company called Elevated Agent that curates content for agents. It's $6 a month, but that too, if you don't want to be the one individually creating your content or sharing it,
Yeah.
posting it every day, you can always hire a marketing company to do that. So if anyone has questions about the Elevated Agent, just let me know.
Yeah, I have heard of that. So. And usually all of those are month-to-month contracts, which is nice, and if you pay for the year in advance, it do take a lot. So. I'm just part of the national group Lab Coat Agents. Have you guys heard of it at all? Is there other ones out there like Lab Coat Agents that anybody's a part of? I'm not familiar with any other ones that I'm asking also. It's a national group that I've reached out to and asked questions. They have lab coat brokers, and then they have lab coat referrals. Is there any other new one I missed that they started as a group? But it is a good place to bounce off ideas and stuff like that. The referral one, I've gotten 2 referrals from there with people that were looking for referrals in Wisconsin, Southeast Wisconsin and stuff. They had reached out.
Is it a Facebook group, Lisa?
Yeah.
And it's free to join?
You just have to answer a few questions. I think you might have to put in real estate license now, so they verify that you are licensed. But yeah, I mean, it asks questions about like third-party companies, like your social media, good, bad, or indifferent, CRMs, good, bad, or indifferent. And then you can search, prior posts on things that you might be interested in. But, some people have asked about other national brokerages that they were switching to, things like that. So, but it's very, it's great just to follow it and just kind of see what people are asking and stuff like that. So I just encourage you to join it, and it's a good resource for you, so.
And that's it. And then you also have, be sure to join the LRA Facebook members group. Is everybody in here a part of that group? The LRA Facebook business page?
Okay.
Are we?
Thank you, Lisa.
What's your strategy with your personal Facebook page? So Instagram can automatically post to your personal Facebook page, not your business page. But that turns your personal page into a real estate site.
But my personal page is just strictly personal. It's kind of just like putting the family pictures, that kind of thing. I very rarely cross-reference unless, sometimes I do just sold with my buyers if they're okay with it on my personal page because they already follow me and stuff. I just ask and stuff. Sometimes I do that because then they'll share from there too. If they're not following me on the business page kind of thing. So it just I just keep my personal.
You should be able to connect your Instagram to your business page, because that's how I have it. It does not cross over into my personal page. And then sometimes I'll share what I have put on my personal or my Facebook business page. I'll share that to my personal page just to stay top of mind to my computer. But your Instagram, if you go in there, you should be able to connect that straight to your Facebook business page.
Well, the other thing with Meta Business too, when you can schedule the Facebook, whatever you're doing on there to go right to Instagram at the same time. So you're not doing it twice, kind of thing. So that's why I figured.
The advantage of having your personal, and give me the pros and cons, please. You already have all those established friends.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Well, you have to be tricky I know some of the rules.
Well, you have to have the personal page first before you can have a business
Correct.
page. So you already have to have established as a personal one, and then you can have a business.
So is there some limitation to what you can post on?
Well, you just have to be careful because you have to make sure on your personal page, it states that you are a realtor, what brokerage you are working with. That's one of the
That
big.
in your posts.
Yeah.
Yeah, in your posts.
When you have a business page, anybody can come and like it and follow it, anybody. But if you have your personal page, how are people gonna know or find you if they're not friends? Does that make sense? So when you have your personal page, you have to become friends with people, or they wanna reach out to you and become friends with you. A business page, anybody can find you and see that, oh, you're a realtor, wherever it is.
So with my personal page, I just invited everybody to my business. page
Correct.
Way back when
Yeah, I did that too,
Yeah.
and I pulled it and I stopped the link with Instagram and I pulled everything out. And it was just what personal page. But I was just wondering what other people were doing.
Yeah,
I do both. I mean, they both have
But
their
if I
own.
can link with the business page, we'll do
yeah,
Yeah.
that should
Yeah.
You gotta
definitely
start
work.
somewhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the biggest thing, and that's something to keep in mind, is you can't, when you have your personal page, you can't just be posting all this real estate stuff without it saying who you work for and that you are a realtor. Like, that's one of the biggest things, that we want to continue to add. So just keep that in mind.
But if you share from your personal Facebook page or your business Facebook page to your personal page, that's an easy way to do that.
Correct, yeah.
You can share your own post kind of thing. to
Yeah.
friends, and that way it kind of,
Select that. too.
it does help like bring traffic in because that kind of reminds people too, like, oh yeah, and then maybe go check your business page. Cause they'll see your, in your friends.
Yep, absolutely. Same, you want to stay on top of mind. Does anyone have any questions about the social media? Yeah,
In terms of content, some of this thing is right or not, I think the quality of the content, in order for it not get lost in cyberspace, has to be there, meaning unique and or local. So anything, if you hire an outside agency, anything they give you to post is gonna be so generic and it's not gonna be custom to Sheboygan, Ozaki County, it's not gonna have any real meaning to who you're trying to reach. So the challenge is to get, not just post, but post something meaningful. So is it better to post something that's boring and not very meaningful and like, hey, I got no creativity, but this is me buying an orange at the grocery store?
I don't know how you're gonna top your Taylor Swift post, so I feel like you should just be done for the year now. Yeah.
Yeah, is it somewhere, make sure it's worthwhile, or don't post anything, or something is better than nothing?
I mean, okay, I see both worlds. Something is better than nothing, but obviously the more personalized and hyper local you can get by doing it yourself is going to be better. So you don't want to just be stagnant and have nothing, because no one's gonna remember you're a realtor, or if all of a sudden you post once a month, that post, the algorithm's not gonna push it out. That's
What's the
why,
minimum?
I mean, that's a great question. It depends, like, if you wanna do 10 times,
Is once a week?
I mean, you could do once a week, but if you're like once a week, then it better be every single Wednesday and then in the morning, you know, be very strategic about it. But if you do the whole like once a month, or that algorithm is not gonna push anything out. And the algorithm is the biggest thing, that's what is in charge of it all, essentially. So yes, you can post things that are kind of just generic. That's fine, but also once you really get hyper local and personalize it, that's gonna be like, that's huge for your business page. Great question.
Do hashtags help that?
These hashtags do help. I mean, you don't need to put like 100 hashtags. Again, I make it hyper local. I'll put like Ozaki, hashtag Ozaki County real estate agent, or like Ozaki County. It doesn't need to be all of these hashtags that everyone around the world is using, because your stuff is gonna get lost if someone clicks on the hashtag. So that's how I kind of just being hyper local is like the best thing you can do in the business. Any other questions? Okay, so a few more tech tools that you can use. Google Business. Who has a Google Business page? All right, so have you guys ever Googled your name and see what pops up?
Hey, I
You should
created
try
that.
Let's see it. Google Business. Okay, let's think about the consumer today. What do most people do when they're searching for something? They go onto Google. What's the best realtor in Port Washington? Where can I find the best oranges? They get specific, but if your name can pop up, I mean, that's only gonna benefit your business. So you can easily, I believe it's free, creating a Google Business page. So you can have that chance if someone Googles best agent in Cedarburg, your name can go on it. And I will say, the content you share on other social media platforms, you can put that onto the Google business page.
I have a question about
Yeah.
Google Business. They require a street address?
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't wanna give
No,
my
you-
street.
you could
address.
do your business, right?
You can do PO box.
Oh, PO box.
Oh, yeah. I can't,
Needs to
Yeah,
map
but you
it.
just have to,
I gotta call them and beg or?
you can they'll send you a link to verify it, and so I just went through that.
It's
So on
just
the back end, you can put a street address, but for public facing, you can do a PO box. It's like two ways, you can. put
Now I
back
got a
end.
PO box for that exact reason. I went and tried to put in PO box and it kicked me.
Back end, I don't know how we did it, but I just used my home address on the back end, and then consumer facing was a PO box.
Gotcha.
They'll do a bit of it.
So my
I feel
business
like it
partner
has
is
to be a
really into
business.
business.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like it has to be a business.
Yeah, has to
'Cause
be
it-
business.
It has to map you.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
because otherwise you won't know.
Street address.
Right.
Yes.
But that,
And it
the
won't verify.
business I'm referring to is not a realtor,
Right.
it's not Shore West, it's something else, and
Mhm.
won't. I want people coming by my house,
No,
Right,
you don't.
right.
No.
Exactly.
Trying to figure that out. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I have a Google business page. My real estate partner is like in charge of the Google business stuff, so she knows way more than me about that, but yeah, you do.
I'm going through the Google verification right now.
Okay.
Because I was already verified with West Bend years ago, our office in West Bend. I just moved to the Brookfield office, and now I use that address, the business address, Rhonda Bacus Realtor, Coldwell Banker. And now, I just did it yesterday, and I didn't know how to do it at that point. It said you need to upload a video. I had to go outside to the parking lot, start a video of me, turn it to the address, walk to the building, unlock the building, go in, unlock the office, go in and show my office. Well, then I got home to upload the video and it says, no, you need to do it live. So I had to go on my Google page. They give you a QR code. So I have to go back to Metro West today, get the QR code, and that's how, at that point, I start videotaping, and then that will upload to verify. And you have 30 seconds. So the parking lot at Metro West is huge, so I'm gonna be like literally running to get into the building, into our office.
No, you don't doing so.
videos.
No, you don't need, that is not, you don't, no.
I've been on Google all last night and looking at other alternatives, and that is what they are requiring me to do. I don't know, because it's a different business address, because I had business address in West Bend since
Oh, because you're changing.
2012. And yeah, because I changed locations, that's what wants me to do. I
Really? I'm sure, right? Exactly. That's.
Really?
Anybody can.
So you had to.
Anybody could just, right, yeah.
Laura videotape me.
For Google, and you have to ask it too, Google's I think they are getting more strict.
Yeah.
But you think about it, you have to, look how many people go on Google every single day and search stuff. They need to make sure their agents are verified and legit people because of the amount of scammers there are in today's world. So they're doing their job. They're making it harder for everyone like us to become Google verified or have our agents and things like that. But Google Business is an option you can do too. I recommend just Google your name and just see what comes up. Like if I Google my name, I see Facebook's like the #1 thing that pops up because I do so much on Facebook. Some task management apps, and you guys are more than welcome to share some of the things you guys use. So, back in the day, I always used to be like, I like to have my planner and write everything out, but being a mom with young kids and just constantly busy, I realized like, when do I ever have a planner in my hand? I don't. So I have Asana and it's on my phone and it links to the computer. So I can put tasks in, what I need to do, who I need to email. And it's a simple thing where if it's nighttime and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to email so-and-so tomorrow, I'll quick pop it in. And then the next morning when I wake up, I go into Asana. I'll show you what it looks like. And then I can open up my tabs, email my person, and then I can mark complete. Asana it's free to use. It's also a thing too, if you guys have teams, you can invite people onto this too and be like, okay, so-and-so, you need to do this or get this done. To me, it's like a big planner. You can use Google Calendar. Everybody's different. I just like how this setup is. This is what Google Planner or Calendar looks like. Clearly, I don't use it. But I like the calendars just because it kind of sets my days up where this is what I need to do, things like that. I talked to the YPN and some just use their phone calendars, just things to like stay on top of it. But do you guys have business or task management apps or things that you guys like to use? Anybody?
It's on paper, one.
Trello.
I used to. Oh, yes, I've heard of that too. It's Trello?
Trello, yeah.
Okay.
Like you, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. You'd have to go on, but you have like projects and then you can set deadlines.
Sure.
Notes.
They're like,
Right,
yeah, they're like online Post-it.
yeah.
Okay, online post-it notes. Okay.
Mine are
that's
just on my
a- I've heard of that one too. Anybody else?
Sitting under the flower.
On my mirror in my bathroom.
It's on my coat, my car. Stuck to my
I
arm.
think that was, oh yeah, so yeah, those are just some of the task management apps. We all know as realtors, it's easy to get like distracted and like, you can find something that works for you
No.
specifically. that you can find that,
That's silly.
all for it.
We're all balanced. What are you talking?
Oh, yeah. Right? All right, so the next thing, this is what I love to talk about, it's video marketing. How many of you guys use video marketing in, whether it's your business pages or if you have new listings? Okay, so it's amazing. Now I'm gonna talk about the app CapCut. CapCut, it is a free app you guys can use. There is a pro version that, yes, I use. It's like $8 a month. But what CapCut is, it's an app where you can create videos, whether you want, the reel, like the reels where it's, why can I think of it? With the sizes. So you can do videos like, for YouTube, you can do videos for reels, stories, but you can add text, you can change the font to your style, you can add transitions. You can really make these videos your own. Now, why is video marketing huge? So prospective buyers today most often see homes for the first time online, and it's video that allows them to see a more detailed view of the home. So video doesn't always have to be specifically about your new listing. So if you do have a new listing and you do a video, that's awesome. A lot of the professional photographers in the area, they also include a video package. Another thing a lot of realtors say is, I don't want to be on the camera. I don't want to be on film. You don't have to be. You can literally do house tours. You can put the address, share the things that you love most about the house, market it. Also for video, especially if you're posting like on your business pages and stuff, you can do a variety of stuff. I just shared one last night for our team page where we went through Port Washington and stopped at a few businesses. And literally, I was just scanning the store or the coffee shop or showing me like picking up little wax melts. I mean, and it was a hit last night because I was highlighting Port Washington and you can then take the businesses. So it doesn't always have to be about a house or you don't have to be in the image. I think we need to kind of get that out of our heads that you can be so creative with everything. YouTube is big for video, but YouTube doesn't apply to us. None of us use it. But Facebook is literally the biggest thing. If you think of today's consumer, and actually think of you guys, when you're scrolling, what do you typically watch? You're watching those reels, those videos, even if they're pointless, you're watching them. So that's what our consumer wants. The next slide, I made a video back in August of when the YPN went to Chicago. It's just a simple video. It's literally, I'm showing the city, showing highlights of what we did. There's some pictures of us, but I shared that on my business page, essentially just to share with, oh, this is what we're doing. Here's a little bit of behind the scenes. This is a little bit of what we did in the city, and you're kind of like letting your following into your life a little bit. So I'll share the video. I made it in CapCut. Again, you can do the transition, you can add music, and there's a variety of things to choose from. So I'll just play that. And that's it. It's like 40 seconds long. You don't have to make these videos extremely long. I don't recommend you do, because today's viewers want short form videos. So the shorter it is, the better, for engagement and everything. And that's it. You like, literally, your videos don't have to be complicated. You can take a tour of your house. You can go to a restaurant and say you love their style. You can just take a scan of the restaurant. Video is very simple. So
And it doesn't have to be continuous, you end up with clips, right? You can
yeah,
use it-
so a lot of the clips, if you were to look at my gallery, it's all like 5-second clips.
Right.
And then I just put it all together. And like, that's where the transitions come in. And then some of those were photos. You can add photos to in the CapCut and make your videos that way. So just some interesting information. So NAR reports that realtors who embedded videos on their websites saw a 157% increase in organic traffic and had higher quality leads. So for your websites, what I would recommend, so for example, I did this video myself on my app, I posted to social media. If I wanted to have a video on my website, I would hire a professional photographer and videographer from the area who does that, because they're gonna have the right equipment to put on a website, so the videos are completely clear, because your web traffic and your website is gonna be different than a social media platform, just the way you view it, how crystal clear it is, so just wanted to put that out there. But video is big, because people, they want to watch video, that's pretty much what our consumers do. So this bottom part, this is just in general for any business. So 91% of consumers want to see more video online from brands. 86% of marketing professionals use video as a marketing tool. 66% of consumers find short-term videos to be the most engaging. So remember, think of yourself as a consumer. What do you like to watch when you're scrolling? You want something that's engaging, short, and just entertaining. Does anyone have questions about video or CapCut? I mean, there's so many different video apps you can use. I don't. It's just easy, I guess. There's also templates on there too that I haven't tried yet, but like, if you're not sure where to start with your videos, they have like a section on the app where you can choose things that are already pre-made and you can just add your clips into it. So the symbol, if you're looking for you, that's the app or the CapCut logo.
Stephanie, did you ask the people in port that you were doing this in your store, or did you?
So pretty much, yeah. I go in there, I'm like, I'm gonna do video. So I'm friends with some of the business owners. So I'll just walk in and I'm like, Stacey, I'm doing a video again, like, and then I buy something though too. So make sure you buy something.
I don't even know if we did for the first person, like the closest one. I don't know that we did.
We did the wax ones.
We didn't ask though.
Oh, no, because that wasn't an order. But believe me when I tell you, when I put that video up and I'm tagging that business, I mean, they're like, oh my God, like, thank you so much for sharing that, because that's just giving them more exposure.
So,
So that's-
but do we need to get their permission?
You could ask, I would ask. I mean, I went to Sing and Salmon a few months ago with my mom and they redid it. I haven't been in there in years. And I just took a video, I shared it on social media, and then the owner was like, oh my God, like, I'm so glad you went. Thank you for sharing it, you know? It kind of just depends where you are and if you know them. Like, if all of a sudden they don't maybe know you're a realtor or what you're doing. The first time I went into Locally Inspired a few years ago, I was like, hi, my name is Stephanie. I like to do social media. I'm a realtor. Can I take some video? Now when I go in, she expects me to whip out my phone pretty much at this point and just start taking some video. And again, it's like little clips or like just a picture, you know? So kind of just go off of how if you're comfortable, and if you know them, that's the biggest thing. So,
No, business is not gonna hate any kind of exposure.
no, exactly. Okay, so. All right, so then next, we're gonna talk about the GIS map and assessor data. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know what that is, but if there are newer agents in here, I'm just gonna touch base about that. But did you know I found this out a few years ago and I thought it was the coolest thing ever, but I'm sure again, you guys all might know this already. You can take a screenshot of your computer screen by hitting the PRT space SC button. Why is that cool? Why is that important? Because, so, I had a few listings where they were on bigger lots. And the sellers were like, well, I believe the lot line is over there, like, I'm not 100% sure. And I know the number one question from a buyer's agent is gonna be like, okay, so what are the property lines? So I like to do all the back end stuff from the beginning with my listing. So I go onto the GIS map for Ozaki, I put in the address, and I ended up using my address, but it pulls up the aerial shot, and then I just take a screenshot of that, and I put it into my marketing documents. So now, and it's kind of nice for the agents too, when the buyer's like, so do you know the property lines? You can just be like, oh yeah, here is the GIS map, and here's the property lines. And I always would say something like, oh, and if you want to do a survey at some point, you can always do that down the road, but this is off of the Ozaki County GIS map. It's just that one extra added touch. Well, these images are all screenshots. I just think that's something cool to do. So that's what you can do for the Ozaki County GIS map. You just put in the address and it's gonna pull up the property, and then you can kind of see the surrounding properties as well. Assessor data, we wanted to talk about that. If you are not finding the information you want on a property on one of your listings and you just need further information, you can use that. Who all uses that? Okay, I figured a lot of people. Who all uses the GIS map? But for anyone new, yeah, assessor data, again, you just put in the address and it's gonna pull up the information you need. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna talk about is the LRA home base. So Erin's actually gonna be sending you all an email with a link, and that link is gonna take you to that top picture. It's gonna be where you can create a username and a password. And then once you create that, you're gonna get into your account. So the home base is where you can access the history of your payments, update your bio information. You have a member directory, and then there's on the side, you'll see upcoming events. That YouTube clip on the home page, you can watch that and it'll kind of just give you like a little bit of tour of the home base, but this is just something we wanted to share because it's new. I mean, and you can kind of just keep track of the dues you paid and having that member directory and things like that. That's actually just really nice. So, any questions?
Thursday's coming up.
Thirsty Thursday's coming in.
Yeah, okay, so, well, that's our presentation for today. I hope you guys found that helpful. We do save the date. Our next YPN Lunch and Learn is gonna be April 11th, and it's gonna be the top agent panel. So save the date for that. But thank you guys for coming. We really hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, ask away.
So. You're gonna make an error.